guys, welcome to Auntie Yami channel. How are you doing? Today is another day. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share before I start, guys, because today's topic, most of you'll be really surprised that is it happening in this world. I know the country I'm going to talk about, there was apartheid, but do you believe that to date, in this 21st century, this type of behavior of taking over someone's country as a foreigner is still happening? Hang on, watch this video from the beginning till the end, because I would like you guys to comment and let me know what you think. As I mentioned apartheid, I know you know what I'm talking about. It's South Africa. Today, South Africa is in the house once again. If you go back to my videos, you see that I spoke about Dudula operation, where South Africans were getting rid of African immigrants who are in their country. But to add more salt, they did not even care to get rid of people like this British man who is called Phil Craig. Guys, the moment I saw these videos trending on social media, I thought, why not me expressing my opinions on each and every thing that is happening in South Africa. Now I'll tell you much about Phil Craig. Phil Craig is a British man who migrated to South Africa in 2004 after he caused a lot of problems by saying bad thing about the late Queen, and left UK and stayed in Western Cape in South Africa. This British man has a gas to be pushing an independent, or else I have to say he wants to split South Africa. He wants Western Cape in South Africa to be owned by white only. Anyway, some of you are going to say this is not a strange thing in South Africa. There's already another place for white only. South Africans, is it going to continue? Do you believe that this is the right way? I don't understand what is going on. But before I continue, I'll still explain to you, then I'll play some clips where you're going to hear by yourself. Even Phil Craig is opening his full chest and challenge and thinking that this is the right thing to do. South Africans who supported Dudula, what are you thinking? Don't you think that you are the ones who are weak? Because you can stand up for Africans, your fellow Africans, and try to destroy their lives. I'm sorry, come for me. But you cannot deal with this situation. This will be a second state in South Africa where it will be only whites. South Africa, since 2004, is still in controversy after calling for the country to be divided into two. According to his proposal, that is Phil Craig, The Western Cape should be kept out as self-governing region, primarily for white residents, while the rest of the country would remain as Southern South Africa. A British guy, a British national, has got that gas to go to South Africa and split South Africa into two, because he knows that South Africans let other even white people there in that place. You know the name of that place, I always forget. If you go back to my videos, you are going to find, I'm going to check about it, without questioning them. And it happened. And South Africa government is there, letting this man opening his mouth with full chest and dictate South Africans. Who does that, guys? Let's listen to these videos. I'm going to play about 3 videos as you continue to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Sad, really.
Hi, I'm making this video because it's time for us as South Africans to hear some hard truths. I've lived in South Africa for 20 years and I've chose to become South African. I've never for one single day regretted that choice, because I love this country and I love its people. But one thing has frustrated me above all else. As our country falls apart around us, we don't seem to be able to find the courage to stand up for ourselves and say enough. So I'm here today to tell you enough is enough, and it's time for a revolution. My name's Phil Craig, and I'm going to be leading a new political party called the Referendum Party, which is going to launch on the 9th of November. The Referendum Party is a battle cry. It's a call to arms. It's the start of the next chapter in our history. As South Africans, we've been shamed into silence. Being called racist has become a shock collar that's used to control us. We've reached the point where nobody wants to say the emperor is naked. Well, the emperor is naked. Our country is run by arrogant, incompetent, corrupt imbeciles. Cyril Ramaphosa might be my president on paper, but in my heart, and in the hearts of many listening today, he is the lead clown in the world's least funny circus. Our government is a total disgrace, and in the Western Cape, the majority of us have never once in 30 years voted for it. And that government cannot and must not get a free pass just because it's black. And neither should the majority of black voters who repeatedly insist on electing it simply because they're too racist to vote for a party led by somebody of a different race. Non-racialism is a two-way street. And far too much of our focus in South Africa is on the past when it should be on the future. We seem to be unable to be honest about our past. Apartheid was a terrible policy, and for whatever my part was in it, I apologise without reservation. If I had the power to go back and make sure it had never happened, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I can't, and nor can anybody else. But I'm also sick of the endless lies that are peddled by those who want to shame their opponents into silence. Our problems didn't start in 1652. In many respects, the opposite happened. When the Dutch landed in Cape Town, they set South Africa on a trajectory that would see it become the most successful and advanced country on the African continent. I refuse to feel shame over that. I feel proud. Just as you must feel proud, whatever it is that your ancestors achieved. History cannot be simply reduced to good or bad. It's always both. Colonialism brought roads and railways, medicine and literature. It brought water and sanitation, electricity and food security. It brought schools and universities. I'll not watch silently on as the legacy of my ancestors, who grafted to build Africa's most advanced country, is reduced to nothing, and neither must you. We live in a democracy, and for that I thank the many people and organisations of all colours within and outside of South Africa who gave so much to make this our reality. And this includes Mandela's ANC. I respect that democracy. and therefore that voters in the rest of the country are entitled to vote for our government of clowns, if that's what they really must do. But I demand the same respect for the people of the Western Cape who've rejected those clowns, and we are entitled to democracy too. A clear majority of Western Cape voters support a referendum being held on Cape independence. A referendum will allow us to rid ourselves of the national government that most of us despise. It will allow us to once again begin building up our country rather than watching it being broken down. It will allow us to create a country where our children want to stay rather than one which they cannot wait to leave. But one man is standing in the way of the future that we want most. Premier Windy is refusing to call the referendum that will put the Western Cape people in control of their own destiny. Premier Windy is denying us democracy. If Ramaphosa is the clown, then Windy is the puppet. He leads a government which can't set its own economic policy, and as a result, 25% of us are unemployed. He leads a government which can't control its own police force. As a result, we're being murdered at the highest rate in the world. He leads a government which can't collect its own taxes. As a result, our tax money has been used to subsidise ANC corruption and incompetence in the rest of South Africa. He leads a government which can't control its own borders, which has watched helplessly on as 1 million people were legally settled land in the Western Cape in the last decade, and where we then had to pick up the bill to provide services to those people instead of spending money on the people who were here legally. He leads a government which allows the clowns to make all the decisions. And when we elected him in 2019, he promised to fight for the control of policing and rail. He's failed. He failed because instead of calling a referendum and claiming our right to determine our own future, he chose to plead and beg the clowns to have pity on us. Well, it's time for the Premier to get off his knees. It's time for the Premier to tell the circus to leave town. It's time for the Premier to show that his primary allegiance is to the Western Cape people he was elected to serve. It's time for the Premier to call a referendum on Cape independence and let the people decide for themselves how their future must look. Sadly, Premier Windy doesn't have the courage to do what's required. So as the Western Cape people, if we want a referendum, we're going to have to use our votes to make him listen to us. And it's time for those who do have the courage to stand up.
Where is Dudula in this time? Dudula was everywhere chasing illegal African foreigners. We were fighting them. Dudula was busy on the clinics fighting illegal foreigners. Now we've also got illegal foreigners in Cape Town, Israel and Ukraine. Those are illegal immigrants, illegal foreigners. Where is Zandile in this time? Why can't she fly to Cape Town and fight those white people? Why can't Zandile and Dudula team go and fight for the people of Cape Town? Because the people of Cape Town are the people of South Africa. The people of Western Cape are the people of South Africa. So where is Dudula in this time? Why can't Dudula go and Dudula those people and tell them to leave our country? This is a South African country. It's simply because Dudula was targeting the weakest people. Now the real strong people, backed by USA, backed by European, are here. Dudula is stepping aside now. Those are real dogs. They can't touch them, they can't confront them, they can't do anything. In times like this, you should open your eyes and understand that some parties are just funded just to get into parliament. I told you, South Africa, our division by hating each other is costing us a lot. Because those people are white people, united. That is why they call each other white people, regardless of their language. White people. There is no Zulu man, there is no Xhosa man, there is no Venda man, there is no Mpedi, there is no Mchangan. They are united. They are not controlled by tribalism. We are the problem. We've got 9 languages in South Africa. We call each other names. We even fighting our own black African people who are here. Now we fought them. Now the real foreigners are here, the Ukrainians. And I'm telling you, Israel is not playing. You saw what they did to Gaza. Gaza was praying, God save us. Gaza was praying, God help us. Israel keep on throwing drones, throwing bullets, throwing bombs at Gaza. Gaza can never recover after what Israel did to them. Now the war is coming to South Africa. You've got no Minister of Defense. Where is the ANC politicians now? Where is your Bomantash? Where is our president? Where is the government officials? Let me tell you, when Israel starts shooting, president will fly to America. Just like Zelensky when Ukraine was under attack, the president of Ukraine flied to France. He ran away to France because it's money, and left his people to face Russia. Even today, if Israel is fighting South Africa, throwing bombs and throwing bullets, Mr. Ramaphosa will fly to USA, to his real boss, to his real boss. Where are you gonna fly to? Because you don't have man. Yeah? When you will face Israel, you will face Israel's wrath, you will face Ukraine's wrath. Zelensky was here. He met President Ramaphosa here just a few weeks ago. He was here. BRICS will never help you. I'm telling you. You are sleeping with the enemy, which is Donald Trump. You are controlled by Donald Trump. That's why your country in USA is business in Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Zekala manje. The government of ANC officials are quiet. DA is doing crime in South Africa. DA is bringing illegal foreigners in South Africa, documenting them illegally, and the president is folding hands. And we are watching. Dudula, go and help the people of South Africa in Cape Town, in Western Cape. Those are also illegal, those white people. South Africa, we need each other to stay united. This is not time for hate. As long as we keep on hoping that everything's going to be all right, they will take South Africa piece by piece. Piece by piece. Today is Cape Town and Western Cape. Tomorrow is Durban and Johannesburg. Tomorrow is Limpopo. Bona, they are coming. And they've got nuclear bombs and nuclear weapons. There's nothing you can do to them. Their bosses are European, Macron. Their bosses are Donald Trump. You've got no match for USA and European. They will fight you. White people are united, and they've got real people real presidents who fight for them. Right now, you've got no one. Our president is quiet, sitting in the corners, watching in TV. He's watching everything that's happening there. He's watching. He knows what's going on. Bomantash, they are in their mansions. Demonstrators, they are in their mansions. They are watching what's happening in Cape Town on TV, saying nothing, doing nothing. While the country is going piece by piece. While the country is under fire.
Clegg, a vocal activist, he's calling himself an activist. I don't believe that he's an activist. Has been rallying support for what he calls the Cape Independence movement. He argues that the Western Cape's governance, economy, and demographics set it apart, and he believes white South Africans should have a stronghold there. As you've heard him on those clips, and you've heard what other South Africans are saying. What do you think? Before I continue to explain to you guys, what do you think? What advice are you giving South African government, which is ANC? What advice are you giving South Africans? Is this normal? 12% in South Africa are foreigners. And they are ruling over 81% of African blood. What do you think? Where is this 81% of African blood who cannot stand up and send him back to Britain? I know there have been a lot of protests asking the South African government to send this man back to UK. Do you think it's only that? You've heard this Chinese man who is claiming to be Afrikaner talking about how South Africa is his own. Can someone do that in China? An African guy or an African woman? I'm not saying this because I'm trying to segregate other cultures, but believe me or not, what do you think, people? Is this the right way to do things? Is this how Africa we are going to allow these colonies to tell us what to do? Is it still happening? Let me know, people. What do you think? Just drop a comment. Critics, however, have slammed the idea as decisive and racially regressive, warning it mirrors apartheid. South Africa, what do you think? This is apartheid coming back. It started with them, and now, because they've enjoyed all this time, they've benefited in Africa. That's why they want to bring it back. This guy is a nobody here in UK. Why can't he come here and run for prime minister position? No. He messed up here in UK, then he chose South Africa. Now he wants to control South Africa. He wants to rule South Africa. South African President Ramaphosa, what are you doing? Is this the right way? It's not only that. There have been a lot of cases. There have been cases about states for Israel people. There have been cases about Ukrainians. Everything is happening in South Africa. I'll play videos. You are going to see what is going on. Is this the South Africa for Africans? Or else, as this man is saying, he says South Africa is not for black people. They are not, it's not the Africans who discovered South Africa. Is this reality? Let's listen to this as we continue to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It is a shame. It is so painful. Because Africa, we need to stand up.
These people who want Western Cape to become an independent state, they must know that it will not happen, because their right-wing coalition will not govern the Western Cape. Their right-wing coalition will not govern South Africa. We are going to govern South Africa, and Western Cape will not be an independent state. They must not try the government of the EFF, because we know what soldiers are used for. And when we are in charge of South Africa and anyone wants to take chances with the Western Cape, that person will meet the might of the state, because there's no one who's going to turn this province into a colony. This province is part of South Africa.
Look at South Africa. Only last week, the whites in Western Cape in South Africa have delivered a petition to the government in Pretoria saying they want to create their own country.
They're calling for the Western Cape province to split from South Africa and become its own country.
Free the Cape! Free the Cape! Free
I'm supporting the Cape Independence Movement today, being part of this march, trying to free my nation, to free my customs and my culture.
We are not.
And don't be upset with me how I'm talking. I'm cross with you people, yes, you colored, that don't want to listen and learn. Tomorrow what they're going to do? They're going to come for fucking stand. Eh? They're going to come for this town. They're going to come for that town. They're going to come for Mitchell's Plain. Huh? Come on, people. You all are wise. You all are good people. I living in Cape Town 10 years. And you colored Muslims and non-Muslims seem to be good fucking people. But don't be dumb when it comes to your country. Don't be dumb when it's time to vote for new people who have the interest for you and the country and for the kids. Huh? What's happening with y'all? Are you gone so corrupted as the other organizations that you don't care anymore who gets kicked in, who gets kicked out? What happened to you? What happened to you when you dead and gone? And your family and your kids? Huh? Truth and solidarity movement. That's the way to go. Take a chance in it. Don't be fucking stupid. Go for people who are fighting for you guys, not for their own pockets.
What are South Africans saying? They are warning that this is going to be similar to apartheid era, thinking and could destabilize the nation. Many South Africans say the proposal undermines the unity and progress the country has been striving for since 1994. Despite backlash, Craig continues to push his campaign, gaining traction online and sparking heated debates across South Africa. What do you think, guys? There is backlash, but this man cannot stop. Does it mean that South Africans are not fighting? Does it mean that South African government is so weak? Now I can understand. The time of Dudula, some of South Africans came on my channel and say Ramaphosa is very weak. And I agree, Ramaphosa, you are very weak. How could you allow this to happen in a country where they suffered, a country where people suffered the time of apartheid? Until now, they are still recovering. But now, you are just watching. Let's see the comments, what people are saying, as we continue to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Where are black South Africans who said their nation is a rainbow nation with all colors included, with no discrimination, not knowing there is no black in the rainbow colors? Someone say Mandela was praised and celebrated by these same people who are making this claim. A wise man once said, the day these people sing my praises, just know I have betrayed you. Sekou Traore. If they make it divided into two parts, the fair color separate and the black color separate, the color with low-key income will suffer more, and it's never a good advice on a country, because for a country to grow well, both the poor and the rich will still need to live in country called one, not moving the wealthy ones aside and moving the poor ones aside. South African is a South Africa for all nationalities called South Africans, not need bring this. Guys, let me make it clear here. This Craig is not a South African. Craig is a British who migrated to South Africa 2004. But this man has got a full chest to show us Africans that, You know what? You are nothing. You are so weak. Let's continue to read these messages. Pretty precious pride is funny. They hate other Africans more. They may be white, but still. South Africa is for black South African and not for the so-called white man. Pretty precious pride. There is no Snow White either. But when people invite you in, you become a snake to add poison. Well, no one wants a snake in their backyard. What is the color of European? Someone asked. Another thing, why can't they beat and chase them away just like they do to fellow black people? Exactly. If South African can put more force on these whites, they can just live by themselves. Exactly. The reason why Shaka said, don't leave your enemies behind, and guess what is coming? You hunt us. You hunt us. This organization is called DA. They are working underground. This is Helen Zille's work. The black is in between the lines. Very interesting. Africa. Whatever happened to Europe from where they came? Let's wait for Marema's response. I've got Marema's response, guys. I'm gonna play after these messages Marema's response. You know Marema, Julius Marema, doesn't joke with all this. That's not a topic. He should pack his kin to Europe. Exactly. Proof that non-racialism does not exist. Different races cannot coexist. There are more reasons why each continent had one single race from the beginning to time until other races left their continents due to hunger and moved to Africa. South Africa is forcing things that impractical, delusional, to be honest. That's what they're saying. You know, I'm going to read each and every message because it's people's views. So someone said, very interesting, a man from UK, Phil Craig, comes to South Africa to push a divisive campaign, and their ancestors allows him to do so. I agree with this message. What do you think, guys? Is this normal? Africa united. Africa unite. Because this will not happen if we've got a strong Africa. But to date, we still have African leaders who are so greedy, who are there just to be bribed, who are selling their own countries, selling their own people, selling everything the country owns, selling everything Africa owns. This is what is happening. Greediness is creating these problems. How can you expect someone British come to your country and tell you with his full chest, this is what is going to happen? Question mark. They can as well divide Britain into two northern parts, Scotland for whites, while the southern parts, England, Wales, and rest of blacks, is gonna be real fun, honestly. Exactly. Can we allow to do that here? I've heard that there's some people, I need to do that video. Some, is it religion or is it cult or what? They believe Kubara society. They are claiming that Scotland was for black people and they are living in a forest. This world is coming to an end, guys. Hey, let's continue. And he is still walking and talking. Why? Because he knows that South Africa is so weak. South African government is weak. Who can do that, my people? He wasn't born in South Africa. He's not an Afrikaner. He's not a South African boy. He wasn't born there. He is a British man who came to South Africa 2004. Orania, someone reminded me, Orania is already a white people place. Now, West Cape is going to be another one. South Africans. What is going on in South Africa, people? Guys, this is very, very interesting. Why is it interesting? Because it's still happening in South Africa. Orania is already separated with South Africans. Now this guy is talking about something already happening now. He wants to add another self-determination. The questions how did Orania started and why our government managed to dismantle apartheid regime but allowed few people to isolate themselves and have another country inside South Africa. This is a South African asking the government. Guys, drop a comment. This is happening. And this is reality. This is not a joke. It's happening. Even today, it's still there. This man has got his own party, has got his own white people group who are supporting this. And whether South Africans likes it or not, this man now has got power. Is even using black South Africans to get more support. Ha 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 ha. If it was anyone from Zim, Mozambique, Congo, Nigeria, Malawi, etc., all streets by now could be flooded chanting Kwere Kwere Bahambe. You are right. I agree with this message. So, you people of Dudula, are these not Kwere Kwere because they are white? Shame on you. Shame on you. Because this fight, you need others to help you. You've got a government that is so weak. Now, is it not all those Africans who can help you if things goes wrong? But you don't care. You are getting rid of your fellow Africans and leaving the Muzungus to control your government. He must also claim for UK to be divided. As I read already, someone said that, and this is another person. Send him back. He has overstayed his welcome. This is straightforward. Send this person back. He can go to US. He can go to Europe. He can come back to his country. Send him back, Ramaphosa. Good luck with that. Malema, don't play that. Those days are over forever and ever. Exactly. That's a daydreaming. Tell Craig to go back to Europe peacefully. South Africans, you need to do something before it's too late. This is a joking matter. How could you let someone overpower you in your own soil. South Africans, being the daughter and sons of South African soil, why are you letting this happening? Why do you want to go back to that painful apartheid? South Africans, I've known you as strong people who are good at chanting. Where are you, South Africans? Because this man is a British man. This man wants to divide South Africa. 2 countries. Already, Oranian is another place inside South Africa. Their own government, their own currency, their own banks. Hey. Once you give them an inch, they go for a mile. This is absurd. This is all about South Africans. Let's listen to more videos before we close this chat. South Africans, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. My African people, what do you think? What about the whole world? What do you think this is right? Are we going to be overpowered by these people? For how long? Cry, my beloved South Africa. Why are you just looking and watching each and every time this is happening? How many states are they going to be divided? Are they going to be splitted? How long will Africa suffer? This is it. Let's listen to this as you subscribe, like, comment, and share.
You cannot discover a place that already has people living there. To the guy who said Africa was discovered by Europeans, let me teach you something. You don't discover a place where millions of people already lived, traded, built kingdoms, and developed complex systems long before Europeans touched African soil. When Vasco da Gama arrived in 1497, he didn't find wilderness. He found cities, he found the Swahili coast, Kilwa, Mombasa, Mapungubwe, civilizations trading with India and China centuries earlier. Only thing Europe discovered was its own greed. You didn't discover Africa. You invaded it. You renamed it. You redrew the borders. You enslaved and colonized. That doesn't sound like discovery. It sounds like theft. Why do we still believe this lie? Because history is taught from the perspective of the thief, not the victim. And that is why your textbooks lie.
We built apartheid, and now we're refugees. We took the land, we took people's futures, we took their dignity, and now we're being given refuge? What must it feel like to be a person of color, a black person in South Africa, watching my people who broke this country and now run off to claim victimhood somewhere else? We say we're afraid, but we built what we were afraid of. In 1994, we didn't give over power, we just gave over the mess and said it's your fault, you deal with it now. But our white hands are clean. And now we're fleeing the country crying reverse racism. So black South Africans, please tell the bad guy right here how it makes you feel. Because this is not right. This is sick. And I don't want to be the perpetrator anymore.
Very interesting. Marcus Garvey once said, Africa for Africans. But is it true? Is it happening? Why is it not happening? It was true, but because African leaders have chosen to be bribed. African leaders have chosen to be greedy.
We are the Boers. We are a very proud nation. We are the white tribe of Africa. And we are here to show the people today. We're going to make our stand in this country. There's certain parts of this country that is our parts.
What is up with foreigners going to South Africa, putting a flag in the ground, and then doing the South Africans dirty?
A government that does not care. We as Gauteng residents, we as South Africans, we had enough. And they will say in Afrikaans, genoeg is genoeg.
This is like the 10th video I've seen of a foreigner. This is a Chinaman in South Africa. He says he's an Afrikaner, which is weird. I don't understand it. I don't care to understand it. I'm sorry. I'm American. We don't have those problems over here. But anyways, what's going on in South Africa as far as foreigners, Indian people, coloreds, the Asians, and the whites, okay? These people seem to be doing better than the people who own the damn land. What's going on with this government? How is it that foreigners are going to South Africa and living a better life than the Africans that belong there? I keep seeing videos, all right? This Chinaman, this is just one of 100, okay? Let's get into who actually lives in South Africa. So they have a black African. The black African community is 81.7%. The colored community, which is a mixed heritage, is 8.5%. Indian/Asians, so East Asians, is 2.6%, and white people is 7.6%. How is it that black Africans are 81.7% of the population are the lowest on the totem pole? To me, that makes zero sense, right? Listen, I don't know what's going on with the African leaders, but the deals y'all cut has put y'all people in such a horrible position worldwide, okay? You guys have no respect. No one across the globe, no one respects Africans. And shit starts from the top down, okay? You blame the leaders, not the people. Your leaders suck. Your leaders are embarrassing. Your leaders need to grow a pair and stop selling out to the European. And that's coming from an American, because that's literally what's happening. Your leaders have no balls at all. And they actually don't care about you. They don't care about you because look at their results. I mean, come on, we got a Chinaman condemning you on your own land. Make it make sense.
So you still think South Africa belongs to you? You're joking. While you are busy fighting fellow foreigners, another foreigner has already taken over. It is called Independence Cape. And there is nothing you can do about it. Foreigners will take your jobs, they will take your women, they will take your land, they will take your everything from right under your nose. Because while we are busy dividing Africa, a foreigner from United Kingdom is busy uniting white people. And they are standing together. And what are we doing? Dividing. And thus says the Lord, a kingdom divided will not stand. It's inevitable. There is nothing you can do about it. It is called one world order, new world order, one world government. So don't you dare be worried about ANC or EEF and thinking that all these political parties are going to redeem you. They are not. They are all going to be under one governance. And it's coming from Israel. It's called New World Order. And you are all going to be under it. And they are all going to rule you. It is called Antichrist. Some of us, we are not going to be around. But you are going to be around. It's inevitable. Keep on dividing while they unite. Africa must be one.
That greediness is stopping Africa to grow. That greediness is making people like Phil Gregg to just wake up in the morning. It's like, today I'm going to create my own party. Today, I'm going to divide South Africa. Today, I'm going to make West Cape as our own, for us only white. Just because our leaders have disappointed us. Our leaders have become a laughing joke who cannot use their voice, who cannot use their power, who cannot deport someone like Phil Craig, who cannot stop him, who cannot stop these foreigners to divide us, because they have been weakened by bribes and corruption. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. What do you think, my people? Drop a comment. Thank you very much. God bless you abundantly as you continue to share, and drop a comment. Thank you very much to all my subscribers, both returning and new subscribers, for your support, your love. Guys, go and watch some of my videos. Very interesting. Most of them are for Jamaican election. I know you love Jamaica. I know each and every you love Jamaica. Go and watch, because they had election and the ruling government won the election third term. So continue. Some of you've been saying that I don't talk about Africa. This is Africa. Go and watch my other African videos. If you are not watching, then I have to talk about something which people can watch. Now, this video, I believe you are going to watch it, because this is Africa. My fellow Africans, come and see what is happening in South Africa, the motherland. Thank you, thank you. God bless you abundantly. Ciao, ciao. Bye. Mwah.
From Kingston streets to the quiet hills, together in harmony, hear the joy we bring.